Hey guys, Kate here with WoolawayWx, your source for weather across southwest Missouri, northwest Arkansas, and northeastern Oklahoma. It is just a little bit past 4 at the time of recording this video. I'm hoping to get this out quick. We will see how well the internet wants to play with me today, but just gonna make a little bit of an update kind of regarding a few things in the forecast that I put out just about an hour-ish ago, and just kind of explain a couple things. And yeah, so that's really what all we're going to do. This isn't going to be anything extravagant. So, like I said, I just kind of want to explain a couple things in regards to some of the decisions I chose to make on the forecast and kind of why I did those. So, first off, for you to understand what I did, you have to see the forecast first. So, that's kind of what I've pulled up on the screen. This is the latest as of this video. It was published just a little bit after 3. So technically it's as of 3 p.m. But for most of the people that do follow my page, we're going to be a lot of those are going to be in that 7 to 10 inch range. Now, if you go further south, especially like south of like 412 in northwest Arkansas, you're going to get a little bit lighter snow. That gradient band's been moving a little bit, so it's kind of hard to pinpoint exactly who will get what in that area. That's one of the areas that I kind of have a little bit lower confidence overall in. So overall, the actual forecast, I got like 30 to 40. But then you get down towards like Springdale and Fayetteville, and those areas are like around 20%. Mainly due to that gradient just kind of moving in snowfall amounts. So another thing that I kind of want to mention is this kind of a pocket of higher amounts of snow that's going to be north of Joplin and Springfield. Is going to be including like Bolivar, Nevada, and Lebanon, and a couple of those other little towns and cities that are between those areas there. That's going to be kind of this darker shaded purple here that's outlined in this um, dotted green outline that has this text kind of in the middle of it. So what that is an area that I think there'll be a little bit higher amounts of snow in. I don't think it'll be extraordinarily high like some have been putting out there, but I do think that area has potential to have a little bit more higher snowfall amounts. And it's mainly that's one of the reasons I'm making this video, is to just kind of go and to discuss that. So, um, but other than that, fairly straightforward forecast. Um, Really, the only things that are going to really change much will probably be the amounts. They can go up and down, or they can shift north and south, etc., stuff like that. The typical winter weather forecast. So, first thing I kind of want to show is uh, using the GFS model, which this is just a model, so this will likely change. And this is the 18Z update. So, this is brand new as of like 15 minutes ago. So, I haven't had a chance to actually look through this data yet, and my forecast didn't include it. But so kind of the one of the things that why those areas up north could have a little bit more potential snow is mainly due to the fact that we're at those places are going to get a little bit colder, a little bit faster than the rest of the area, and they're going to stay more consistently cold at certain temperatures. So as I kind of play through here, this is 9 o'clock this evening. We're not really looking to be very warm overnight. We're going to be getting really close down into the teens for most areas. Some areas will be down into the teens. So as we look into Monday, we do have a little bit warmer temperatures coming in on Monday, luckily. So that will be one nice day this week. Nice-ish day. I don't want to say nice, but really we're going to be looking at like, upper 40s, maybe even low 50s in a couple places. I doubt the 50s will be very popular. It'll probably primarily be upper 40s. But comparing it to what we've had the last couple days, it's going to be better off. So, but as we hit Monday at 6 o'clock, we're really going to start seeing these colder temperatures kind of push in the area. So if you look up north, St. Joseph and Quincy, they're around 15, 16 degrees so far. You push on to 9 p.m. that night, they drop down to 10. And now they're down to 5 and 6 as of midnight, whenever that winter storm warning will now take effect. So, like I said, going to be a game of temperatures and moisture amounts in terms of the amount of snowfall that we get. So as I kind of play this on, we're going to start getting some of that snow in. You can tell down in southwest Missouri and northwest Arkansas and even in northeastern Oklahoma, most of these places are going to be dealing with, temperatures in the 20s. Um, areas south at 412 line are going to be a little bit warmer than those that are going to be north. So, for instance, um, you know, this is 9 a.m. on Tuesday. Ideally, all the snow will be starting around this time for most across the area. But if you look, Joplin's at 20-ish degrees, Springfield's around 20 to 23. But you get down here, Cassville's like 24. Go over to Anderson, like 26. Springdale's sitting around 26, 27. So, as you kind of move south, there's going to be a little bit warmer temperatures, and that's going to kind of play a little bit of a key role into terms of how much snow is going to be possible and kind of where that line is, where there could be a little bit of some freezing rain and sleet as like the transition phase moves in the area. So once again, I don't really expect, if you read through the forecast, I did note that potential for that sleet and that little bit of that ice, but I also mentioned that I don't think it's going to have much of an impact. It will likely be very short lived and it won't amount to much just because we're not having to deal with those temperatures that are, 34 to 30 degrees. Most places will be below that for a majority of the day, ideally. So we're still, 48 hours out. Things can definitely change quite a bit. So, but as we kind of continue on here, I'm pushed to, around noon on Tuesday, Joplin's down into teens now. Bartlesville's down into teens. Springfield's right on the border of the teens. And if you push into 3, it just keeps getting colder and colder and colder. And so kind of what we're looking at is going to be, getting some very cold temperatures, especially Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. We're looking at single digit temperatures across the area. And that's not wind chills. These are just straight up normal temperatures. So by the time you factor in wind chill and everything into it, it's going to be not very pleasant outside. So kind of run through a little bit more here. Staying relatively cold on Monday or on Wednesday. Wednesday night it gets cold again. So once again, these are temperatures. These aren't wind chills. Now this is just a model. This data will change. This is not a forecast, but negative negative in terms of actual temperature is actually insane. So and that's going to be sticking around with a lot of us throughout the rest of the week. Thursday, Wednesday into Thursday was that way. Going from Thursday into Friday is also the same way. So overnight, we're going to really have some very cold temperatures. So while, yeah, the snow is, a potential threat, it's not quite as big of a threat as these temperatures are because, while, yeah, these temperatures, can bust, pipes and houses and stuff like that if they're not prepared right, but they can also, heat can't keep up with that. Ideally in this area, we have to make kind of a short change of, do we want air conditioning good? Do we want heat good? And you just kind of meet in the middle. So heat's definitely going to be a struggle, and especially in older units. During this time, heat will definitely be something that we'll be working overtime. So we'll also be, unfortunately, this also kind of counts into the power grid as well. So if you guys recall a couple of years ago when we were dealing with cold temperatures like this, they were doing a couple rolling blackouts here and there. So I haven't seen anything yet, and I really hope I don't, but hopefully that does not need to be the case, but we will see how electric co-ops and other electric companies continue on. So now that you've seen the temperatures, this is kind of the next thing that I wanted to show you. So I'm just going to kind of speed through here real quick, get to about Thursday here. So that area that I was kind of talking about is kind of right through here. So on this model, it kind of trended southward a little bit. So, we'll see how that update comes in later this evening whenever I do another update to those social media graphics. But This update kind of has a little bit trending a little bit lower, but this pink area is an inch of rain. So, or an inch of liquid precipitation. Can't say rain because it didn't fall as rain, but it's an inch of liquid precipitation, or um, in legal or in model specs, it's quantitative precipitation. I just call it liquid precipitation because quantitative is too big of a word to use all the time. So basically, so we're in those areas, we're really going to be watching to see how much rainfall, or oh my gosh, how much liquid precipitation will actually be measured out over the next couple runs here, and that'll give us a fairly good idea of areas that we might see higher snowfall totals in and stuff like that. So um, and when it comes to snow, there's a big thing called ratios. So a lot of things use a 10-to-1 ratio, but also there's a Kircher method, which takes in what the temperature is and a couple other environmental factors and computes that into saying this temperature with this factors will result into a 13-to-1 inch ratio. So 13 inches of snow to 1 inch of rainfall. And that's actually kind of what the amounts were showing a little bit earlier today. I haven't had a chance to look at the amounts in this latest run yet. But, those runs were definitely, 11 to 13 inches for each inch of rainfall. So, we're seeing an inch here, or an inch of liquid precipitation. Gosh, I'm awful at keeping consistently through that. But um, it's going to, yeah, as those ratios kind of figure themselves out, you can definitely expect forecasts to change. Generally, lower ratios are going to be a little bit of a wetter snow. The environment's going to be a little bit warmer. That's where you're going to get kind of that wet snow that comes down in like bigger flakes and stuff like that. Well, whenever the environment's colder, that's where we start seeing the potential for more your white, powdery, fast accumulating type, or not fast accumulating, but your more definite accumulating type snowfall. Which is what this event looks to be with those temperatures coming into the area. So that's really what kind of keep an eye on, is those temperatures, as there does appear to be plenty of moisture for most of this, as we haven't fallen below 70% relative humidity today alone. And basically anything above 75 can produce snow in given terms. So as those as that moisture kind of collides with those colder temperatures, we're going to really see where those pockets of heavier snow, where it's been conditionally colder over the last couple of days compared to other areas and stuff like that. So I'm just going to see kind of how it progresses out over the next couple days here. So ideally, I have a game plan to get another graphic done this evening and another one done Monday morning and probably Monday afternoon. But I think I'll probably stick with that. But we'll see how that goes. So, kind of just want to glance at totals here while I have this here. So, the GFS is on something else. I don't really understand. So, I mean, it's kind of following the same exact forecast I had earlier, just way, way higher amounts than I put out. And there's no telling us why it does this. This is why you can't take a model forecast or a model output as a forecast. The amounts can just be insane. So, not too far from having almost 2 foot of snow in Springfield. Like, that does, the odds of that happening is very low, even in a fairly favorable environment. I mean, it's possible, it's just low. So, we'll see how this progresses. It's kind of been all over the place today. So, if I take a look at the Euro, there's not 18Z update yet, but kind of look here. This one's a little bit better. It's a little bit south for my taste, but we'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. So, but anyway, that's all I got, guys. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you for supporting the channel, supporting everything that I do. It really does mean a lot. So, with that, I am going to end this, get this edited, and get it out hopefully relatively quickly so I can get back to doing what I do. So, till the next time, guys, stay safe, stay warm. We'll see you then.